You walk into rooms and nobody adjusts. Nobody straightens. Nobody pauses mid-sentence. You speak and the air doesn't change. That isn't an accident. That's a verdict. And deep down you already knew. Problem elaboration, be honest with yourself for once. You've been begging for respect with your behavior. You over-explain. You laugh too quickly at jokes that weren't funny. You apologize for taking up space. You text twice when they didn't answer the first time. You smile when you should have walked away, and then you wonder why nobody listens. Machiavelli understood this disease 500 years ago. He watched princes lose kingdoms not because they lacked armies, but because they lacked presence. He saw rulers groveling for affection from people who already despised them. He wrote The Prince as a surgical autopsy of weakness disguised as virtue, and his diagnosis still holds. You're suffering from what the ancients called cupiditas approbationis, the hunger for approval. It's a parasite. It feeds on your dignity and excretes anxiety. Every time you bend yourself into a shape someone else prefers, the parasite grows fatter, and the people around you smell it. They always smell it. Hyenas don't attack lions. They circle the wounded. And right now, you're bleeding from 1,000 small surrenders. Thesis. So here's the truth nobody told you. Your respect problem isn't a personality problem. It isn't a confidence problem. It isn't a niceness problem. It's a strategic error. A repeated, predictable, self-inflicted strategic error. You're not unloved. You're not unworthy. You're miscalibrated. And every principle in this video exists to recalibrate you back into someone the world has no choice but to take seriously. In the next 40 minutes, you're going to learn 7 Machiavellian laws of respect that the modern world has forgotten on purpose. 1. The approval addiction that's silently killing your authority. 2. The predictability trap that turned you into furniture. 3. The apology reflex that's training people to disrespect you. 4. The availability curse that destroyed your scarcity. 5. The mirror wound bleeding from your boundaries. 6. The volume mistake costing you every argument. And 7. The loyalty delusion that keeps you surrounded by parasites. Stay until Principle 7, because that final one rewrites everything you thought you understood about power. Principle 1, the approval addiction. You are an addict. Say that out loud. I am an addict, not to substances, to something more pathetic. You're addicted to the small dopamine hit you get when someone nods at you, when a coworker laughs at your joke, when a stranger likes your post, when a friend says, "Yeah, you're right." That micro-validation is your drug, and you've been chasing the next bump your entire adult life. This is what psychologists call a covert contract. You perform agreeableness, you swallow your opinion, you laugh at the unfunny joke, and in your head, you've signed an invisible deal. I gave you my agreement. Now you owe me your approval. But the other person never signed anything. They just collected what you gave away for free, and then they walked off with it. Machiavelli watched this exact dynamic play out in every weak court he studied. He wrote, "Men are so simple and so subject to present necessities that he who seeks to deceive will always find someone who will allow himself to be deceived. You are the someone. You deceive yourself daily, trading dignity for the chemical illusion that someone might finally choose you. Here is the brutal mechanism. The brain treats approval like sugar. Sweet, fast, gone. And like every addict, you need a bigger dose each time. So your concessions grow. Your spine softens. Your no gets quieter until one day you realize you haven't said it in years. The wolf doesn't ask the sheep for permission to exist. The wolf simply exists, and the sheep adjust around it. Ask yourself this question. When was the last time you said something that risked someone's disapproval and you didn't flinch afterward? If you can't remember, you have your answer. Here's your tactical protocol. 1. For the next 7 days, refuse to seek validation in any conversation. No fishing for compliments. No, was that okay? No, did I do all right? Let your work speak. Let your silence speak. Let your absence speak. 2. When someone gives you approval, accept it with one word. Thanks. Then move on. Do not light up. Do not perform gratitude. The moment you perform, you reveal you needed it. 3. Practice the surgical pause. Before you respond to anyone, count 1 full second in your head. That second is the operating room where your dignity gets stitched back together. 4. Identify 3 people in your life whose approval you've been silently chasing. Write their names down. Then right next to each one, I no longer require this. Burn the paper. The ritual matters. The viewer who survives Principle 1 becomes someone the room can't ignore. But surviving means nothing if you walk into the next trap, which is exactly what most of you do. Because the second reason nobody respects you isn't about what you want from them. It's about what they've already learned to expect from you. Principle 2. The predictability trap. You have become furniture. Sit with that for a moment. Furniture, a chair, a lamp, something useful, something present, something nobody thinks about. People stop seeing you years ago. They stopped wondering what you'd say. They stopped being curious about your inner world because you trained them not to be. Every time you reacted the same way to the same trigger, you taught them. Every predictable laugh, every predictable agreement, every predictable burst of anger they could see coming from 3 blocks away. Each one was a data point. Humans are biological pattern recognition machines. Once they map your patterns, they own you. This is information asymmetry, and it's the foundational law of every power dynamic that has ever existed. The one who reveals less controls more. The one who can be predicted can be managed. The one who can be managed will be discarded the moment they stop being useful. Machiavelli wrote, "One should never fall in the belief that you can find someone to pick you up." Translation: the world doesn't owe you a second look, and once it has finished looking at you the first time, it won't look again unless you give it a reason. The fox survives, not because it's the strongest animal in the forest. It survives because nothing else in the forest can guess what it's going to do next. The lion is feared because it's powerful. The fox is respected because it's unreadable. You want to be both, but right now, you're neither. Think about the most respected person you know. I guarantee you cannot fully predict them. There's always a 30% zone of mystery, a pocket of, I'm not sure what they think about that. That zone is their power. It's the reason people lean forward when they speak. It's the reason their opinions carry weight. And then think about yourself. How much of you can your co-workers predict? Your friends? Your family? 80%? 90%? You've handed over the map of your entire psychology and then wondered why everyone walks straight through your front door without knocking. Here's your tactical protocol. 1. Introduce one variable. This week, do one thing that contradicts your established pattern. If you always agree in meetings, disagree once. If you always show up early, show up exactly on time. If you always laugh at the office joker, don't. Watch their face when the pattern breaks. 2. Practice the strategic delay. When someone asks for your opinion, don't give it immediately. Say, let me think about that. Then actually think. The person waiting will recalibrate. They will start to believe your opinion is worth waiting for, because it is. 3. Withdraw. 30% of your transparency. You don't need to lie. You simply need to stop volunteering. Your weekend plans, your feelings about your boss, your political opinions, your romantic history. These are not currency. Stop spending them. 4. Cultivate one private discipline. Nobody knows about a skill you're developing, a book you're reading, a project you're building. Tell no one. The knowledge that you have a life nobody can see will change how you carry the life. They can become the fox, become unreadable, become the person whose next sentence cannot be guessed, and then watch the room reorganize itself around you. But predictability isn't the only signal you've been broadcasting. There's a sound you make every day, dozens of times, that is louder than any other status announcement you transmit, and it's killing you. We're going there next. Principle 3, the apology. Reflex sorry. You say it dozens of times a day. You say it when someone bumps into you. You say it when you ask a question. You say it before you make a request. You say it when you finally state an opinion. You say it when you breathe too loudly in a quiet room. And every single time, you are filing a status report. You are telling the world, I do not believe I have the right to occupy this space. Take this time, or make this request. Then you wonder why nobody respects your authority. This is what depth psychologists call shadow rejection. You've decided that any sharp edge of your personality, your needs, your desires, your assertions, your boundaries, is shameful and must be apologized for. So you've severed those edges from yourself. You've made yourself smooth, round, safe, unobjectionable. But here's what Carl Jung understood. What you reject in yourself, you cannot wield. And what you cannot wield, the world will use against you. Your shadow doesn't disappear when you apologize for it. It just gets weaker, and weaker things get hunted. Machiavelli was blunt about this. It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. He wasn't saying be cruel. He was saying your softness must be a choice, not a default. The man who cannot be hard when necessary is not soft. He is simply prey wearing the costume of a saint. Every reflexive apology is a tiny act of submission. It's a wolf rolling over and exposing its belly to nothing, to no threat, to the empty air, and the wolves who see you do it, and they're always watching. Make a quiet note. That one's not a threat. That one's lunch. Ask yourself this question. In the last 24 hours, how many times did you apologize for something that wasn't actually your fault? 3, 5, 10? Each one was a coin you took out of your dignity, account, and threw into a fountain, hoping for respect to come back. It never does. Here's your tactical protocol. 1. Eliminate the unnecessary sorry. For the next 30 days, you are not allowed to say sorry unless you have genuinely caused harm. Replace it. Sorry to bother you becomes, do you have a moment? Sorry I'm late becomes, thank you for waiting. Sorry can I ask? Becomes nothing. Just ask. 2. State. Don't apologize. When you have a need, state it. I need this report by Friday. Period, no softener, no. I hate to ask, but no. If it's not too much trouble, the need is the need. Speak it like it's already a fact. 3. Hold eye contact through discomfort. When you make a request and the other person hesitates, do not fill the silence with apology. Wait. 3 seconds of silence will feel like 30, but the person who can hold a pause is the person who controls the conversation. 4. Integrate your shadow. Sit down with a notebook. Write. The answer to this question: what parts of me have I been apologizing for my entire life? Your ambition, your anger, your sexuality, your intelligence, your eccentricity, whatever it is. Write it. Then write the second question. What would my life look like if I stopped apologizing for this and started deploying it? That second answer is your strategy for the next decade. Stop reflexively apologizing and you will feel something strange. You will feel taller, not metaphorically, physically. The body remembers how to occupy itself when the mouth stops giving the space away. But there's a deeper trap waiting for you. One that has nothing to do with what you say and everything to do with how often you say yes. We're moving in. Principle 4. The availability curse count. How many times you said yes this week when you wanted to say no? That number is the price tag on your respect. You answer the text within 2 minutes. You take the meeting. You stay late. You give the favor. You show up to the event. You didn't want to attend. You drop your plans when someone else's plans need a body in the room. You have made yourself a public utility and nobody respects the electric company. This is the availability curse. You believe that being constantly accessible makes you valuable. The tie opposite is true. Constant access destroys perceived value, always. Without exception, it is an economic law. Diamonds are not rare because they are diamonds. They are valuable because they are rare. The moment you flood the market with diamonds, they become gravel. You have flooded the market with yourself. Machiavelli observed this in courtiers who debase themselves with constant presence. He who becomes a master in a city accustomed to living free and does not destroy it may expect to be destroyed by it. The translation for your life. When you walk into someone else's life with no resistance, no scarcity, no friction, they will not respect you. They will eventually resent you, because resentment is the price humans charge for being given something they did not have to earn. Think of the predator economy. Lions sleep 18 hours a day. They don't chase. They don't hustle for approval from the savannah. They appear. They act with surgical decisiveness. They withdraw. And every other animal calibrates its entire day around their schedule. Now consider the hyena, constantly available, constantly active, constantly visible, universally despised, even by other hyenas. Which one are you? Be honest. Ask yourself this question. If you disappeared from someone's life for 2 weeks, would they panic or would they barely notice? If the answer is barely notice, you have given them too much. They have grown numb to your presence, and numbness is the opposite of respect. Here's your tactical Protocol 1. Institute the delay. Stop answering messages. Instantly wait 2 hours, 6 hours, a day. If the situation allows, you are not being rude. You are restoring the perception that your time has gravity. People who must wait for you begin to value the moment they reach you. 2. Practice the strategic no every week. Identify 3 requests you would normally accept and decline 2 of them. No excessive explanation. I can't make that work this week. Done. Fear says they will leave you. The reality is they will pursue you harder. Humans want what is not handed to them. 3. Cultivate intentional absence. Take 1 day, a week where you are unavailable, not posting, not responding, not present. The first month, people will be confused. The second month, they will start asking where you were. The third month, they will start saving their most important conversations for the moment you return. 4. Audit your generosity. Make a list of every recurring favor, obligation, and access point you grant for free. Then ask the brutal question, what am I receiving in return? If the answer is nothing or resentment, you are subsidizing your own disrespect. Cut at least one of these obligations this month. Watch how the dynamic shifts. Scarcity isn't cruelty. Scarcity is honesty about the actual value of your time, and the moment you reintroduce friction into people's access to you, 2 things will happen. The ones who only wanted free utility will fade away. The ones who actually valued you will draw closer. That's not loss. That's a filtration system. You are about to become the rarest version of yourself anyone in your orbit has ever encountered. But there's a deeper wound bleeding underneath all of this. Most of you don't even know you have it. We're going to find it now, and we're going to cauterize it. Principle 5. The mirror wound. Your boundaries are a mirror. Every time someone crosses one and you don't enforce it, you've just shown them a reflection of how much you respect yourself. And whatever you show them, they will believe. They have no other information. They have no access to your inner monologue. They have no way to feel your private rage. They only have what you enforce. And right now, what you enforce is nothing. This is the mirror wound. You are bleeding out through the gap between what you claim to value and what you actually defend. You say you value your time, but you give it away. You say you value your peace, but you allow chaos into your life. You say you value your standards, but you keep accepting partners, friends, and employers who fail every one of them. The cognitive dissonance is killing you. Your brain knows the truth. I'm tolerating something I claim to despise, and every day you tolerate it, your subconscious files another report on your character. You are not who you say you are. You are not who you want to be. You are who you allow yourself to be treated as. Machiavelli wrote, "The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Look at the people you have around you. Look at how they speak to you. Look at what they ask of you. Look at what they get away with. That is your intelligence on display. That is your self-assessment." Externalized. Predators in the wild test their prey before the kill. A wolf will nip at a deer's flank just to gauge the response. If the deer flinches and runs, the wolf reassesses. If the deer doesn't, the wolf knows it's facing a corpse that hasn't realized it's dead yet. Every interpersonal violation is a nip. Every time you fail to respond, you tell the predator that your collapse is already in motion. Ask yourself this question. What are you currently tolerating that? If you saw a stranger tolerating it, you would think they have no self-respect at all. Whatever you just thought of, that's your assignment. Here's your tactical protocol. 1. Identify the 3 most consistent boundary violations in your life. Be specific. My sister calls me at midnight and unloads her drama for an hour. My boss texts me on weekends and expects responses. My friend makes jokes at my expense and laughs when I object. 3 concrete examples. Write them down. 2. For each violation, define the exact consequence you will enforce on the next occurrence. Not a warning, not a discussion, a consequence. The next midnight call goes to voicemail. The next weekend, text gets no response until Monday. Morning at 9. The next joke at my expense ends the interaction. I leave. I hang up. I walk out. 3. Execute the consequence the very next time it happens, without explanation, without justification, without apology. Remember, principle. 3. Boundaries that require explanation aren't boundaries. They're negotiations. 4. Prepare for the storm. People will test you. They will accuse you of being cold, of changing, of being unreasonable, of being not the same person you used to be. They are correct. You are not. That person was being eaten alive. This one is not. The test is the proof the boundary is working. Pass. The mirror wound closes when you finally show people who you actually are. Not the version that begged for them to like you. The version that operates on a code. The version that has lines, defends them, and walks away when they're crossed. And once you have that mirror, polished and intact, once you stop bleeding through your borders, you will face a new challenge because the world will adjust. The world will recalibrate, and the moment you become someone with actual presence, the social arena will hand you a new weapon. Most of you will hold it wrong. We're going to fix that. Principle 6. The volume mistake you think respect is won through argument. Isn't. Watch any meeting, any debate, any conflict. The person who talks the most is almost never the person who wins. The person who explains the most loses. The person who justifies, defends, and rebuts is the person whose authority is already eroding in real time. Power doesn't argue. Power decides. This is the volume mistake. You believe that if you can just find the right words, the perfect logical sequence, the most cutting comeback, you will finally compel respect from someone who has decided not to give it. But respect cannot be argued into existence. It cannot be debated into being. It is conferred by behavior, not by rhetoric. And every word you spend trying to convince someone you deserve their respect is another nail in the coffin of the respect you might have earned. Machiavelli understood the strategic supremacy of silence. Never attempt to win by force what can be won by deception. And the supreme deception is the deception of omission. The unsaid thing carries more weight than 10,000 spoken arguments because the listener fills the silence with their own imagination. And the imagination is always more compelling than the explanation. The lion doesn't roar to prove it's a lion. The lion is a lion, whether it roars or not. The roar is for the savannah's benefit, not the lion's. And when the lion goes quiet, every creature within a mile radius starts looking over its shoulder. Where is it? What is it doing? Why has it stopped? That silence is the most terrifying sound on the African plain. You talk too much. You over-explain. You give context nobody asked. For you defend choices you don't owe a defense of. You answer questions that were really attacks dressed in question marks. And each time, you broadcast the same signal. I am uncertain. I need this person to validate my position. I cannot stand on the strength of my own actions. Ask yourself this question. In your last serious conflict, how much of what you said was actually necessary? And how much was just nervous energy trying to fill a silence the other person was using as a weapon against you? Here's your tactical protocol. 1. Master the one-line answer. When someone challenges you, your default response is a single sentence. That's my decision. I disagree. No. I've already considered that. The shorter the answer, the more authority it carries. Long answers signal anxiety. Short answers signal sovereignty. 2. Practice the strategic stare. When asked a hostile question, do not answer immediately. Look at the questioner. Hold the look for 3 full seconds. Then answer or don't. The stare is the answer. The stare communicates that you are evaluating whether they deserve a response. Most people will retreat before you ever open your mouth. 3. Refuse to chase. If someone walks away from a conversation, let them go. If someone disagrees, let them disagree. If someone misunderstands you, let them misunderstand. Chasing is for predators on the hunt. You are not hunting their approval. You are not selling them on your position. You are stating, and then you are leaving the stage. 4. Cultivate the unanswered question. When someone insults or provokes you, instead of defending, ask one calm question. What did you mean by that? Then let them answer. The provocation will crumble in their hands. Either they will retreat, or they will reveal themselves further. Either outcome is your victory. Volume is the consolation prize of the powerless. Silence is the throne of the sovereign. Take your throne back. But here's the deepest trap of all, the one that has wrecked more lives than every previous principle combined. The one that has made good people into permanent victims of the worst people they No, we're going there now, stay with me. Because this final principle is the one that will rewire the entire architecture of your social life. Miss this. And the other 6 are tactical maneuvers in a war you're still going to lose. Principle 7, the loyalty delusion. The people you trust the most are the people most strategically positioned to destroy you. That sentence offends you. It should, because it's true, and you've been avoiding it your entire adult life. You've been operating under the loyalty delusion. The romantic, childish, unexamined belief that loyalty is owed because of history, because of bloodlines, because of shared trauma, because of inside jokes, because of we go way back. Wake up. Loyalty is not a moral category. Loyalty is a strategic alignment between 2 parties whose interests temporarily overlap. The moment the alignment ends, the loyalty ends. And anyone who tells you otherwise is selling you a story that benefits them more than it benefits you. Machiavelli wrote with brutal clarity, "The promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present." Translation: people will keep their word to you exactly as long as keeping their word serves them, not 1 second longer. The friend who would die for you in good times will quietly disappear when staying close to you becomes inconvenient. The family member who claims unconditional love will weaponize that love the moment you stop providing what they need. This is not cynicism. This is data. This is what every betrayal in human history has confirmed. From Caesar's Senate floor to the office cubicle next to yours, the blade always comes from the angle you weren't watching, the angle you didn't watch because you trusted. The hyenas you fear are not the dangerous ones. The dangerous ones are the wolves wearing sheep's wool, sleeping in your living room, eating from your table. They know your patterns. They know your wounds. They know the precise location of the soft spot under your ribs. And the day their interests diverge from yours, they will use everything you gave them. Ask yourself this question. If your life suddenly became inconvenient for the closest people in it, if you lost your status, your income, your usefulness, how many of them would still be in your orbit 1 year from today? Be honest. The number is smaller than you want it to be. Maybe 1 or 2, maybe none. This is not a tragedy. This is information. This is the foundational truth that lets you finally operate in the world with your eyes open. Here's your tactical protocol. 1. Stop confusing familiarity with loyalty. The fact that someone has been in your life for a long time means only one thing. They have had a long time to learn your vulnerabilities. Length of relationship is not evidence of trustworthiness. Behavior under pressure is. Audit your inner circle by that standard alone. 2. Practice strategic disclosure. Tell different people different things. Not as deception, as information architecture. No single person should hold the full map of your plans, your weaknesses, your finances, your insecurities, and your next moves. Compartmentalize. The CIA does this for a reason. So should you. 3. Test loyalty before you bet on it. Before you trust someone with something significant, give them something small. A piece of information that's true but unimportant. A small commitment. A minor request. Watch what they do with it. Loyalty is observed in low-stakes moments. The high-stakes test always comes too late. 4. Build redundant alliances. Never depend on one person, one mentor, one friend, or one ally for any critical function in your life. If your entire support system has a single point of failure, you don't have a support system. You have a hostage situation waiting to happen. 5. Accept the philosophical cost. This principle will isolate you in the short term. You will see things about the people in your life you cannot unsee. Some relationships will not survive your new clarity. That is not loss. That is filtration. The people who survive the filter are the ones actually worth the loyalty you are about to give freely to anyone with a familiar face. You are not betraying anyone by becoming strategic. You are simply joining the game everyone else has been playing while you stood on the sidelines, wondering why you kept getting hit. Synthesis and call to action. Now look at what you've just been given. 7 surgical principles, 7 recalibrations, 7 operating laws, the approval addiction, broken, the predictability trap, escaped, the apology reflex, eliminated, the availability curse, reversed, The mirror wound, closed. The volume mistake, corrected. The loyalty delusion, replaced with clear-eyed strategy. This is not a personality transplant. This is a return. You used to know all of this. You knew it as a child, before the world taught you to apologize for existing, before the playground taught you that fitting in was survival, before every authority figure trained you to mistake submission for virtue. The work is not to become someone new. The work is to remember who you were before the world hammered you into a shape it preferred. But understand this. If you do nothing with what you just learned, you will be in the exact same position 1 year from today. The same room you walk into. The same voice that doesn't get heard. The same people who don't adjust when you speak. The same quiet humiliation of being present and invisible at the same time. 1 more year of bleeding out through every unenforced boundary, every unnecessary apology, every yes you didn't mean. The world is not going to come to you. The world is not going to suddenly notice you because you deserve to be noticed. The world rewards the calculated mind, disciplined action, strategic presence, and consistency. It does not reward good intentions alone. You have to walk in differently. Tomorrow. Not someday. Tomorrow. So here is what I want from you, and here is what you owe yourself. First, pick one principle. Just one. Don't try to install all 7 at once. Pick one. Apply it for the next 7 days with discipline. Then add the next. By the end of 2 months, you'll be surprised by how much you've changed. Second, if this message challenged the way you think, subscribe to the channel. Every week we explore practical strategies, psychology, and timeless ideas that help you build a stronger mindset and a more intentional life. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next lesson. Third, and this matters most, go to the comments and write this exact phrase. I am the sovereign of my own life, not for the algorithm, for yourself. Because writing it is a small public commitment to the person you're choosing to become. Real transformation always begins with one deliberate action. Now imagine walking into your next meeting, your next conversation, your next challenge, carrying these 7 principles with you. That quiet confidence you feel. That's the person you've been underneath all along.
Everything else was conditioning. The goal isn't to demand respect. The goal is to become someone whose actions naturally command it. The work begins the moment this video ends, not tomorrow, not next week. The very next time you choose your words, or choose your silence.
Go become unrecognizable. I'll see you in the next video.